Hey there guys, how are you? It's John Madrid with John Madrid's Factory Direct Homes. So as you've seen from all the different content that we're supplying you, we're trying to kind of educate you on different subjects that are important or cross your mind. So one of the biggest questions that I get from pretty much every single client, and I always come up with a custom plan just like this. Remember, call, text, email me for yours, is, hey, can I pay my home off early? And is there a penalty for paying the home off early? And those are good questions, right? Because typically speaking, I know it's going to sound crazy, but it's not. Just hear me out here. When a customer buys a home, in their mind, they're like, I want the shortest term. I want to be able to pay it off as fast as possible. Part of that's right. You do want to pay your house off as fast as possible, but you don't want the shortest term. Because any loan that you get from any of the lenders that we have, first of all, the idea is to get you the longest term with the lowest down payment so that your monthly payment is as small as possible. So of course you want to be able to pay extra, and that's what we're going to talk about today. But in hard times, you still have to pay rent if you weren't buying a house. So we want to make sure that that payment is affordable no matter what, under every circumstance. So again, I'm just going to kind of make up some numbers here, with disclosure. I'm not a lender, I'm not an MLO, but I can give you examples that apply to every day. So again, today's lesson is about how to pay off your home early, okay? And again, we have a lot of other content that you can watch to learn about the home buying process. And again, we value you and want you to buy from us. Okay, so how to pay your home off early. Again, when we get you a house, our goal is to get you the longest term, in other words, as many years as possible, with the lowest down payment, so that we can get your monthly payment as small as possible. So I'm gonna use an example, just a made up number, just to give us a round number. So let's just say $100,000 loan. And let's say that you put the minimum down, which is 5%. So you put you got a $100,000 loan and you put $5,000 down, which again, that's for another video, but here's more just getting into the raw meat of things. Okay, so let's say that the bank gave you $100,000, 10% interest, just using that as an example, could be less, could be higher. Again, even the interest is irrelevant when you pay off your home early, okay? And I'm gonna go into that. All right, so if you get a $100,000 loan, 10% interest, let's just say 25 years. So that means that on average, your payment would be about 900 bucks. You can't get an apartment for 900 bucks. But let's just, again, that's another video, but let's say your payment's roughly 900. Okay, so then you're thinking, okay, 25 years, you start doing the math, I'm gonna be so old before I pay it off. No, you won't. So there's thousands of different combinations. I just came up with 2 to keep the video nice and short. So one of the examples is I put, okay, if you were to pay, let's just say $100 a month extra to your payment. So in other words, your payment's 900 bucks and you write a check, and at the bottom on the memo, you put principal payment, 100 a month. Did you know if you did that, it would save you $59,000 in interest? Who can't find an extra $100 a month, which is roughly $1,200 a year? So that's one extra house payment and some change, paying $100 a month extra to the principal. That's gonna save you $59,000. And you go from 25 years and you knock off 7 years and 5 months by paying $100. You could stop eating at Starbucks or wherever and shave $100 off somewhere and put it to the principal of your house and go from 25 years down to 17 and change, and save $60,000 in the process. So that's example number 1. Everybody can find $100 somewhere. Okay, so the next example is income tax return. So if you Google search, and you can fact check me, I'm sure the numbers change, but on average, the average American household gets about $5,000 back on their income tax every year. And everybody gets it different times, but by April of this year, or whatever year it is, you should have got your return back. And if you really think about it, most of the time when we get our tax return, me included, we go buy a TV or a bed or some couches or whatever, even though we could be putting that money towards our principal. But let's just say that we still wanna not feel like we're doing without. Let's just say half of that we put to the principal and the other half we spend on whatever. So if you average 5,000, let's say you put 2,500 of that to the principal just once a year. You don't also have to do the 100 a month. You can, but you don't have to. But let's say you do 2,500 once a year, you write a check, on the memo line you put principal payment. It's important that you do that because you don't want to give an interest payment. There's no reason for that. If you do that once a year, you will save $91,000 in interest, and you cut your term in half. You go from 25 years and you shave off 11 years and 7 months. So it's not quite half, but it's pretty much half. So imagine you could save $100,000 in interest almost by giving half of your tax return until you pay the home off. So as you can see, those are just 2 examples of how to pay your home off early. So remember, guys, we're here to help you. My name's John Madrid. We're with John Madrid's Factory Direct Homes. We sell singles, megas, doubles. We do land home packages. We do, water, sewer, electricity connections. We can do poles. We can do septics. Anything that you need, we're your one-stop shop. So make sure you do not buy a house without calling us first. Again, I'm John Madrid. We're located here in Odessa, Texas. We are 100% online, so you don't have to leave your house to purchase a home. And I hope you enjoyed today's lesson about how to pay your home off early so you don't stress about the payment or the interest, okay? So we'll look forward to seeing you soon. Remember, leave us a comment and just share this with all your friends. We do pay for referrals. Thanks again, guys. We'll talk to you soon.